Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we're sitting here chatting about the Hardys. Yesterday, Matt Hardy tweeted out a tweet basically saying that the Hardys were actually packing their bags and they were done with the Impact Zone. And it looks like they're off to the brighter lands of WWE. My guess was that they probably would come in after WrestleMania. But honestly, when you break down that video that I made earlier this week talking about the rumor of the Hardys leaving, I was basically saying the Hardys didn't want to leave. And when you look at Rebby Hardy, who used to be Rebby Sky, this Twitter, she basically told the story that the Hardys didn't want to leave, but they honestly felt like they were, I don't want to say embarrassed is the word. What was the word she used? But, that just felt like, TNA didn't treat them with respect, didn't want to pay them what they were worth. I don't know if it came down to basically they didn't want to give the Hardys creative control, but definitely the new regime that is Impact Wrestling now with Jeff Jarrett back in control of the company, running it for the Fight Network. You can really tell that one of the big things that they have to do is they have to cut costs. And if you remember going back to the days of, I guess that would be 2013, when Impact was trying to cut the wages of AJ Styles and other wrestlers. Some guys left, some guys stayed. But, it seems like, in 1 week, you've lost one of your biggest single stars in Drew Galloway, a.k.a. Drew McIntyre from WWE fame. And you've also lost Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy definitely throughout his reign in Impact Wrestling was the most popular wrestler that they had. He might not have had the World Championship, the whole time and been the Hulk Hogan of the company, but he always was the guy that was driving merch sales, whether if it was, the new T-shirts or the banners or the arm thingies or the 4 best of DVDs. The one thing you could tell is that, Don West, although the one thing you know about TNA and Shop TNA is that, they don't run out of merch. Even though the wrestler leaves, they don't put it on clearance and blow it out. They leave that stuff up there for as long as possible because you never know who's going to need a Hulk Hogan t-shirt or an AJ Styles t-shirt with WWE. The second those guys are released, the second those guys turn in their walking papers, it's clearance sale, boom, gone. All remnants of them working here are gone, other than appearing on the WWE network or maybe on a DVD here or there. But no more t-shirts, no more hats. They don't want to be sending any more checks to those people for the merch that they've sold or anything like that. They just cut you off. Boom, you're done. Now the word is on the street is that they're trying to figure out who owns the character of Broken Matt Hardy. Is this something that the Hardys can take to WWE, or is this something that is a creation that happened within TNA Impact Wrestling's deal with the Hardys that they now own it? They can't take it on the road. Chris Jericho can come into the company and he can be Chris Jericho, and if Chris Jericho was to go wrestle for New Japan or anything like that, he can appear as Chris Jericho because that's his name. Some people who have stage names, like when Drew McIntyre left WWE, that was the name that WWE gave him. So when he came to TNA, he had to wrestle as Drew Galloway. Of course, you'll always look at the people and you'll call them whatever you want to call them. When the Dudleys left WWE and they went to TNA, they were going to be the Dudleys. And then apparently WWE said, no, we own the Dudleys name from basically, buying all the rights and all the trademarks of ECW. The Dudleys went by Team 3D in their time in TNA, and I don't think they ever missed a beat. I think basically every fan still called them the Dudleys, even if when they came out, it didn't see the Dudleys on the screen. They didn't see the Dudleys when they were commentating their matches. It is what it is. I mean, if they want to portray the broken characters on TV, they'll come up with another name to call them, and it is what it is, and people will always remember who they are. To me, honestly, if they're going to be coming into WWE, they got to be coming in, and they got to be those white meat baby faces. They're not going to be those young kids that we grew up watching in 98 and 99, or if you want to even go back and watch those jobber matches from back in the day. But, the Hardys are a damn good team, and they got a little bit left in the tank. I think they can easily give us a year, 2 years, maybe even more than that. It just matters where they want to put them. I can easily see them putting them on the Raw brand because that tag team division needs some help. If they put them on SmackDown, good God, that's fucking awesome. You've already got Team Alpha, you've got the Usos. You can say what you want to a lot of the other teams, the Ascension, the Fashion Police. Maybe you might think of those teams as jokes, but I like watching those teams. It's fun. Tag team wrestling is back in, and the Hardys coming back. You know they're going to want to put them as a team. Maybe they can, sort of, slow them out into being singles wrestlers, but I think what they mean the most to WWE right now is as a tag team, and good God, if they're on SmackDown, that's going to be fucking awesome.